Some folks had mentioned earlier in the call when I talked about what are the fuel types you see in this picture, and a few people mentioned fire behavior fuel types. FCCS is different than fire behavior fuel types. It's designed to answer questions about one, smoke production, also crown fire potential, and a few other things that the fire behavior fuel types aren't necessarily set up to do. So the FCCS for any given fuel bed includes these six strata, right? The canopy, and you can see that with the overstory here in the picture on the right. Shrubs, which you can see a little sagebrush here and a little bit of low juniper in the middle ground there. Non-woody vegetation such as grass, that's in here as well. Woody fuels, we've got a down log on the forest floor in this picture. Litter, lichen, and moss, as well as ground fuels like duff, and that's all in here as well. So we have this mapped for low country. Awesome. Thank you, LANDFIRE. So this is where it comes in. I'll point out a couple things here. So this is the LANDFIRE viewer, and the most recent year for which we have the FCCS, as of last week anyway, I believe is 2023. So you'll see that in your options of LANDFIRE, and you'll kind of skip this vegetation folder. You'll go to the fuel folder if you want to look at the FCCS for your area. And then it's this last option, fuel characteristic classification class. This is near my house. This gray path is Interstate 80. These are the reservoirs, these other two gray spots. So we basically have kind of this non-burnable or water slash pavement category in the LANDFIRE for FCCS. But yes, indeed, like if I pick this spot on the south side of I-80 going up Parley's Canyon, FCCS fuel bed is 317 Big Tooth Maple Forest. That's accurate. I know it from experience. Cool. How did we make this map? Well, if you caught the last LANDFIRE when Darren explained how he made the US 240 vegetation type, now the checkbox is down here, right? So I'm going to go back. Okay. Checkbox is up here. Forward, checkboxes down here. These don't line up perfectly, but they line up real close, and essentially they mapped one-to-one the fuel vegetation type to the FCCS fuel beds. Okay, and this one, of course, shows the reservoirs in blue and the roads in black, whereas we go back to FCCS, that, subtle difference there. They just kind of labeled everything non-burnable as gray, but otherwise very similar, and the description of the fuel type is very similar too, right? Rocky Mountain, Big Tooth Maple, Ravine, Woodland. Yeah, another great apt description of what this is actually like in real life. And I believe these are on a 30-meter resolution now. So very cool. Very detailed, and in my experience, fairly accurate in terms of describing the vegetation correctly. There's some other subtleties we'll get into, shortly in the call, but this is what it looks like under the hood in terms of that Big Tooth Maple forest, right? So an FCCS fuel bed is going to include all this information as a default for a number 317 Big Tooth Maple. And this will pop up in Blue Sky Playground when you're using it to try and map out, say, a prescribed fire or a wildfire event and understand what the smoke production will be. Cool. So first, I'm going to do a quick demo of this. So I will sharing that. And then Megan, are you guys now seeing Blue Sky Playground?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Fantastic.
Quick question about Blue Sky. Is it free? Is this a free application? Okay.
Yeah, it's a free application, and I will throw the link in the chat in a second. Of course, people with good eyesight can just, or maybe you already have it bookmarked, depending on who you are. But for now, just hang off and follow along with me. So let's say I'm going to move this close to me. I'm going to go here to near where I live, and some of the prescribed fires I've been involved with recently have been up in Lambs Canyon. So here's that exact, LANDFIRE area where we were, and I'm going to click here. I'm going to click here in Lambs Canyon, and I'm going to click update fuels information based on fire location. And it will think for a minute, and then it will spit out 273 Engelmann spruce, Douglas fir, white fir, ponderosa pine forest. That's great. That's exactly what it should be, in my opinion. And we've got fire size 100 acres. I'll leave that at 100 acres. If you want to see what I just showed on the previous slide in terms of what is the fuel loading of this fuel bed 273, here it is by strata. And of course, I may very well have better information about my prescribed fire, right? So I can unlock this and change these numbers. Let's say, and the DUF is really not that, right? Maybe we already did a broadcast prescribed fire. So I'm going to say it was more like half an inch of DUF, and I'm going to reduce that DUF loading from 10 tons an acre to 5 tons an acre. Okay, cool. I can do a few other things, and we don't need to go, this isn't a blue sky course, so I'm not going to go into absolutely everything that you can do. But moisture level dry, that's probably a safer bet than moisture level wet in terms of Utah, even today when we have a little bit of rain. So then I'll hit run and it'll spit out my answer for 100 acres. My fuel bed is a custom one based on fuel bed 273. It says that because I changed one of the numbers there. Remember, I changed the fuel loading in the DUF. And at 100 acres, I'm going to put out 20 tons of PM10, 15 tons of PM2.5. And there I have my answer. I'm ready to go within 30 seconds to fill out my smoke management form. I can be transparent with our regulators. I can show that I've done my due diligence for, say, a NEPA document. There's many applications for this information. Cool. So here's what we are going to do. I'm going to start up the slideshow again. I will throw this link in the chat for you guys. And I want everybody to try it out themselves. Pick a prescribed fire potential location near you. Click that little button to update the fuels information from the map and see what it comes up with, and then hit run and see how much PM10 it gives you. Now, the last caveat is stop at subway stop number 2. So if I show that, see how where you kind of have this. Yeah, if everybody tries to do a dispersion, it will probably break the server. So that's why I said stop at subway stop number 2. We're going to test them. I'm pretty sure they can handle all of us doing an emission scenario. But, oh yeah, thanks, Meg. You got it as well. Yeah, go ahead and do it yourself, you guys, and raise your hand if you have any questions, if there's something you don't understand.